All right. We have Lazy Man Steve over here in the blue, also better known in the community as Slaz. I really enjoyed playing a game with Slaz. He is of lower elo, but he is going to go for some crazy strategies. And to me, it's very interesting how lower elo players interpret the strategies that I put on my channel. Actually, I find that most people have a really cool interpretation of the strategies that I do. Puny Curse, for example, did an interpretation on the Khmer Chop in which he goes for scouts rather than for archers, which I think is really cool for raiding as well. The only downside on that, I tried it a bunch of times, the only downside on that is the TCs do absolutely shred your light cav or scouts, so you need a whole bunch of them. You can also just go full ballista elephants, which I think is slightly weaker. I think ballista elephants are very, very easily converted. But I'm curious to see what... Oh, no! Oh, Slaz. He's down a villager right away. You can see at this elo, people are not continuously producing from your TC. If you do want to be producing, well, if you do want to be producing, of course you want to be producing from your TC constantly. I mean, if you want to improve your elo, it's very important that you continuously produce from your TC. He's up against Kumans, so Kumans will actually probably be doing some nasty, nasty boomins, on which the Khmer Chop should work tremendously well. But we're going to just speed this up. 4 on wood is actually very standard. So 6 on food, 4 on wood, and then the next one should go food, 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 food. I think that was a... Ooh, okay. I don't know if I agree with... Okay, so there's a whole bunch of things that I maybe don't agree with over here. He ran out of food, right? So he went for wood because that's the only resource that he could possibly gather. But there is still tons of food on the map. You really only want to have 4 on wood if you're trying to fast castle. Dark Age farms, generally a bad idea. There's this wonderful berry bush over here. So that you don't run too fast out of food, what you can do is you can keep 6 over here, then put additional villagers onto berries. Use 1 villager whenever you kind of feel like it to grab a boar and then bring it back so you'll have 7 underneath. Then when that boar runs out, use another one and grab another one, then you'll have 8 underneath. That way you won't have your food consumed that quickly. I do like that he is taking his deer, especially with 4 villagers. 4 villagers is the perfect amount of villagers to completely collect a deer carcass. But with that being said, if you are going to long distance your deer, you might as well just drop down a mill. Vlad does this a lot. Vlad the Impaler of your mom, who is absolutely hilarious to watch. Also, around this elo, I think he's about 1,000, so a little bit higher than Slaz. And if you just drop down a mill and you drop farms later on when you're in Castle Age, you're going to have a much, much better time. That being said, I can't criticize him too much because he is already on his way to feudal, whereas his opponent is not. If you're Kumans, you want to get up to feudal as fast as possible so that you can drop that secondary TC out. And I want to make one thing really, really clear to all of you. Even though I am criticizing Slaz and how this farm, for example, is not absolutely perfectly against the TC, I'm not trying to rag him through the mud. I'm trying to give him constructive criticism so that he can improve himself as a player. If you do the build order correctly, you will actually be able to not produce any Dark Age farms if you're still a little bit worried about that. And get all the way to castle, get all the way to castle. If you're still a little bit worried about that, what you can do is just drop down 2 Dark Age farms and you should be absolutely fine. Also interesting that so look, he's floating too much wood. And the reason that I say he's floating too much wood, you only need 2 military buildings to go up. Oh, you know what's funny? I just criticized him for not having this farm next to his TC, but he's Khmer, so it doesn't even matter. What I love to do in this strategy is I just grab a villager, and whenever I want something on food, I just build that farm like right next to it. You have to be aware of your civ bonuses. That is major. And another major thing for this strategy is that you don't need any of these buildings. You don't need to build a barracks if you're not going to use the barracks because you're Khmer. You can skip that. You don't need to build a blacksmith unless you want to get fletching, which you probably do, especially since you are going to be dropping a castle forward. You might want to build a market, but overall what I'm trying to say is you don't need those things. And whoa. Okay, let's see what he can see over here. Wow, really good scouting, first of all. I think that is great scouting. How do I feel about this castle? I don't feel terrible about this castle. This is actually the only spot where there is gold and stone, and he is securing that. It is a little bit further out, but at the same time, Red has not done very great scouting on his side. So I would assume here, if I boop, that he knows nothing, dude. He just knows my opponent is somewhere over here, scouting at lower elos. So absolutely essential because all of a sudden there's going to be tons and tons of knights running into red space. To be honest with you here, I think Slaz is the faster player. He has more eco, he has more military, and he's producing fast. Oh man, here it comes. This game is going to be over before it ever even got to start. I really like how he's chopping. This is called a shallow chop. It's when you only remove a small number of trees. Actually, this would have been the best chop right here if he got him right. Oh my god. GG. GG. See ya. On lower elos, this strategy is absolutely brutal. And the faster you learn this build order, the better. So Slaz, you didn't need to build that barracks. You never used it. You didn't need to build that blacksmith because Khmer get the advantage of not needing any of those bonuses. 19 villagers, yeah. GG. No re. John, see, he's even going for multiple ballista elephants. I don't think that's necessary. I think they are quite bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is a get out of my game castle. Those are the last 4. He has no more villagers. How is this game still going on? Why? He's still producing villagers. Wow, Red was really stubborn there. He's like, no, I'm going to keep producing villagers no matter what. I think this is a great example of how strong a meme strategy can be. Oh, he's even trying to re-wall this section over here. That's kind of funny. Khmer Chop. Don't build any other buildings other than the buildings that you're going to use. The power lies in having the chop occur as quickly as possible and to run in knights as fast as you possibly can. The earlier, the better. I find for myself that 26 pop works very, very well to drop a forward castle. You can see some of my other games in which I pulled that off. But if you rather go 27 or 28 pop and have a faster castle drop in that way, go for it. I recommend no farms until Castle Age. You can achieve that by pushing in deer, which is a little bit advanced for some of us. You can also just mill a deer if you absolutely need to. And drop 2 Dark Age farms. That would be my recommendation to have the fastest castle time possible. And just try out this strat. It's a lot of fun. It will definitely, especially at 800 elo, catch your opponent completely off guard. People do not know about the Khmer Chop. And with that, guys, don't let your memes just be dreams. Keep walking, meme on. Have an absolutely wonderful day. It was an honor to cast this one. Pooplord out.